My name is Brian Morrison. I'm a GS analyst with Agriculture and Agri-Food Canada. So we are a branch, essentially, of the federal government, whose mandate is to provide information, research, and technology, policies and programs to help Canada's agriculture and agri-food sector compete both at home and abroad. Where we are located? Well, scientists, technicians, and staff work at 20 research centres across Canada to create better opportunities for farmers and all Canadians through agricultural research and innovation. We work with industry, academia, and other partners to support science that contributes to the growth and development of Canada's agricultural sector. In addition to this research, scientists, farmers work together as well as research farms as well. A project was initiated that required collaboration from stakeholders, including geomatics personnel, facility managers, field staff, and research scientists to centralize and standardize geospatial-related data as it pertained to real property and assets. ArcGIS and FME were used to harmonize the data from a variety of sources, including separate files in AutoCAD, GPS, provincial base data, information systems with no geographic component to them, in shape files. So we talk about a research facility or a supporting research farm. From an agricultural perspective, what are we trying to map? So you can see this is an old Esri image here, but it's still very relevant. It starts with a base map. Basically imagery, landscape data, roads, and so forth, followed by a farm production layer. So you got your, soils. You've got quite often sampling plots. So that's plots that overlay your fields. And there's a huge demand for historical data as well to see what was grown in the past. Cadastral data, administrative boundaries, productive parts of the farm. Your facility, in this case, not only include, just a gambit of facilities, of silos, storage tanks, septic tanks, electrical networks, pipeline networks, even right down to picnic tables. So, and then finally the agribusiness portion of it, especially your buildings, and how they relate to each other. So essentially, we have our facilities. We're focusing on capturing the stuff you see and the stuff you don't, essentially, vectorization of data. With the added complexity of office buildings that would fit within an urban setting. Very detailed cubicle-level relationships in a narrow space. So we've identified the features. We defined what they are, collected, centralized, standardized, and most importantly, documented. From there, we can serve that information to users. ArcGIS Online serves as a platform from which data can then be worked on collaboratively with colleagues to build maps and apps. Apps can provide a platform where data is now symbolized and modeled in a manner that is consistent for all. It provides a template that showcases detailed data that bridges field and facility level data to allow for a variety of analysis. Well, as my kids would say, that's cool, Dad, but it's not Minecraft. As we explore what it means to move to a 3D environment, we may not have the business of an urban street, but we still have traffic, just in a slightly different form. Web-enabled services in 2D allows for the creation of 3D applications and even 3D PDFs with the assistance of CityEngine, ArcGIS Pro, and FME. It's really a transition about engaging researchers, facility managers, and GIS staff to create unique opportunities to view their data in non-traditional ways, which leads to not only a richer mapping experience, but the ability to see data from a different perspective. Buildings can have textures, grain silos can become more than just points on a map, and trees can actually start to take form. From a facility management perspective, buildings can now even be replaced by models. Buildings can actually start to take form. So this is a research facility in Kentville, Nova Scotia. And it's not just a static map on a table. We can start to extrude stuff and put in more models. This is a scene of a research farm in central Saskatchewan. A researcher may want to focus more on fields that can be textured according to different crop types. You can see some sampling plots that are laid over top. The facility manager may want to be more focused again on the building itself, so that we can turn off our building outlines. Now we can go in, see the second floor, the first floor, and maybe do analysis on those floors. We can turn off the imagery. We can see those pipelines now that are underneath the ground, whether it be natural gas, storm or sewers, or water. So again, more models and details can be incorporated into custom scenes that can further enrich the data. So in this case, this is from Carver in Manitoba. We have some field data there. We can turn that field data off, and we can see a nice mechanical move irrigation system. So that everything nicely follows the pivot lines. And then again, we can start to build grain silos in the back, buildings, and trees and so forth. As we can really go down to more detail level on the individual field scale. We can incorporate soils boundaries in unique ways, as well as incorporate time into scenes, where quite often research and field scientists really want to know what was grown on some of these fields in the past, because what's grown in the past really affects what's currently grown now. So just as layers in a building, we have different field years, and then we can see that, and we can do some kind of interesting analysis on that and see, essentially it's helping researchers just view their data differently. So AFC continues to explore incorporating new 3D ways from a variety of sources to further enhance data visualization, especially with precision agriculture too. That's becoming a really big thing. So just a quick plug-in for opencanada.ca. So if you ever need data, it's kind of an inventory of data submitted by Government of Canada, Department of Agencies, kind of one-stop open data mart. Thank you.